in the mid-20th century. The scholar Nabia Abbott found a document with a few lines of an Arabic work with the title The Book of the Tale of 1,000 Nights, dating from the 9th century. This is the earliest known surviving fragment of the Nights. The first reference to the Arabic version under its full title The 1001 Nights appears in Cairo in the 12th century. Professor Dwight Reynolds describes the subsequent transformations of the Arabic version. Some of the earlier Persian tales may have survived within the Arabic tradition, altered such that Arabic Muslim names and new locations were substituted for pre-Islamic Persian ones. But it is also clear that whole cycles of Arabic tales were eventually added to the collection and apparently replaced most of the Persian materials. One such cycle of Arabic tales centers around a small group of historical figures from 9th century Baghdad, including the Caliph Harun al-Rashid, died 809, his vizier Jafar al-Barmaki, d. 803, and the licentious poet Abu Nuwas, d. c. 813. Another cluster is a body of stories from late medieval Cairo in which are mentioned persons and places that date to as late as the 13th and 14th centuries. Two main Arabic manuscript traditions of the Nights are known: the Syrian and the Egyptian. The Syrian tradition is primarily represented by the earliest extensive manuscript of the Nights, a 14th or 15th century Syrian manuscript now known as the Galland manuscript. It and surviving copies of it are much shorter and include fewer tales than the Egyptian tradition. It is represented in print by the so-called Calcutta I. 1814–1818, and most notably by the Leiden edition. 1984. The Leiden edition, prepared by Muhsin Mahdi, is the only critical edition of 1001 Nights to date. Believed to be most stylistically faithful representation of medieval Arabic versions currently available. Texts of the Egyptian tradition emerge later and contain many more tales of much more varied content. A much larger number of originally independent tales have been incorporated into the collection over the centuries, most of them after the Galland manuscript was written, and were being included as late as in the 18th and 19th centuries. Quote, "All extant substantial versions of both recensions share a small common core of tales. The merchant and the genie, the fisherman and the genie, the porter and the three ladies, the three apples, Nur al-Din Ali and Shams al-Din, and Badr al-Din Hassan, Nur al-Din Ali and Anas al-Jalis, Ali ibn Bakr and Shams al-Nahar." The texts of the Syrian recension do not contain much beside that core. It is debated which of the Arabic recensions is more authentic and closer to the original. The Egyptian ones have been modified more extensively and more recently, and scholars such as Muhsin Mahdi have suspected that this was caused in part by European demand for a complete version. But it appears that this type of modification has been common throughout the history of the collection, and independent tales have always been added to it.